What is telekinesis? Definition and origin. Telekinesis, derived from the ancient Greek words tele, meaning far off, and kínēsis, meaning motion, is a hypothetical psychic ability that allows an individual to influence or move physical objects without any physical interaction. This concept suggests that a person's mind can exert force on matter, enabling them to manipulate objects at a distance. Scientific evaluation. Despite its intriguing premise, telekinesis has not been substantiated by scientific evidence. Numerous experiments aimed at demonstrating telekinetic abilities have faced criticism due to poor experimental controls, lack of repeatability, and the potential for deception. The scientific community largely regards telekinesis as pseudoscience because there is no reliable evidence supporting its existence. A panel commissioned by the United States National Research Council in 1988 concluded that after over 130 years of research into paranormal claims including telekinesis, there was no scientific justification for such phenomena. Similarly, a 1984 assessment by the National Academy of Sciences found no credible evidence for telekinesis or related abilities. Physical laws and telekinesis. The principles of physics pose significant challenges to the concept of telekinesis. It contradicts established laws such as the conservation of momentum and energy, as well as the second law of thermodynamics. For instance, if telekinesis were real, it would imply that mental intention could directly affect physical systems without any measurable energy transfer, which current scientific understanding does not support. Psychological factors. Cognitive biases may contribute to people's belief in telekinesis. Individuals often misinterpret coincidences or personal experiences as evidence of psychic abilities. Studies have shown that believers in paranormal phenomena are more susceptible to illusions of control and confirmation bias, leading them to perceive events as manifestations of telekinetic power when they are not. Historical claims and fraudulent demonstrations. Throughout history, various individuals have claimed to possess telekinetic abilities. However, many of these claims have been debunked through investigation revealing trickery or psychological manipulation rather than genuine psychic phenomena. Notable figures like Uri Geller have been exposed for using sleight-of-hand techniques rather than actual telekinetic powers. How to develop telekinesis. 1. Cultivate a belief. Believing in your ability to perform telekinesis is crucial. If you have doubts, work on overcoming them by writing down and reciting positive affirmations. Understanding that everything in the universe is made up of energy can help expand your perception of what's possible. 2. Choose an object. Start with small and lightweight objects that are easier to manipulate energetically, such as candle flames, feathers, or small pieces of paper. This will help you familiarize yourself with the fundamentals of energy manipulation before progressing to heavier items. 3. Focus your thoughts. Find a quiet space free from distractions to concentrate your energy on the object you want to move. Set a specific intention for what you want the object to do, whether it's lifting off a surface or sliding in a particular direction. 4. Visualize your attempt. Close your eyes and vividly picture the object moving as you desire. The visualization should feel real and clear. Practice this until you can easily imagine the successful movement of the object. 5. Try to move the object. Merge all techniques learned in previous steps and attempt to move the object. Visualize your energy field extending towards it and influencing its movement. You may also create a psi-ball, a visualized sphere of energy, to assist in moving the object. 6. Stay consistent. Regular practice is essential for developing telekinesis skills. Create a routine that allows for consistent focus on your abilities, setting small goals along the way to maintain motivation. 7. Record your progress. Keep track of your attempts, noting methods used, duration, and any emotional states during practice sessions. This will help identify patterns and areas needing improvement. 8. Take breaks. Ensure you take adequate breaks during practice sessions to avoid frustration and burnout. Engaging in self-care activities can help recharge your energy levels. 9. Strengthen your aura. Maintain a healthy lifestyle through proper nutrition, exercise, and rest to strengthen your aura, which is essential for effective energy manipulation. 10. Develop other psychic gifts. Consider exploring other psychic abilities alongside telekinesis, as they may enhance your overall energetic awareness and facilitate telekinetic development. Scientific evaluation of telekinesis. Despite its intriguing nature, telekinesis has been subjected to extensive scrutiny within the scientific community. A broad consensus exists among scientists that there is no reliable evidence supporting the existence of telekinesis. Historical experiments aimed at demonstrating this phenomenon have often been criticized for their lack of proper controls and repeatability. For instance, a panel commissioned by the United States National Research Council in 1988 concluded that after over 130 years of research into paranormal claims including telekinesis, there was no scientific justification for such phenomena. In 1984, the National Academy of Sciences formed a panel to assess claims related to telekinesis, particularly in military contexts. They found that many experiments were susceptible to deception and lacked rigorous scientific methodology. Their conclusion echoed the findings of other researchers. There was no credible evidence for telekinesis. Physics and telekinesis. The principles of physics further challenge the validity of telekinesis. It contradicts well-established laws such as the conservation of momentum and energy, as well as thermodynamic principles. If telekinesis were real, it would imply that mental processes could directly affect physical matter without any observable mechanism or energy transfer, which defies current understanding in physics. Prominent physicists have argued against the plausibility of telekinetic abilities. For example, Felix Planer stated that if such powers existed, they should be easily demonstrable through precise measurements in controlled environments, yet they are not. Psychological aspects. Cognitive biases also play a significant role in people's beliefs about telekinesis. Research indicates that individuals may experience illusions regarding their control over external events or misinterpret coincidences as evidence of psychic abilities. Studies have shown that believers in telekinesis are more likely to misremember details or interpret ambiguous situations as supportive of their beliefs, historical context, and claims. Throughout history, various individuals have claimed to possess telekinetic abilities, often under circumstances that later revealed fraudulent practices or trickery. Notable examples include mediums who purportedly moved objects during seances but were later exposed using hidden mechanisms or sleight-of-hand techniques. Scientific consensus on telekinesis. The scientific community largely regards telekinesis as a pseudoscience due to the lack of reliable evidence supporting its existence. Numerous experiments aimed at demonstrating telekinetic abilities have been criticized for their methodological flaws, including poor controls and lack of repeatability. A panel commissioned by the United States National Research Council concluded that there is no scientific justification for claims related to telekinesis or similar phenomena, stating that evaluations of available evidence do not support their existence. Critiques from prominent scientists. Prominent scientists such as Carl Sagan and Richard Feynman have categorized telekinesis alongside other pseudoscientific claims, emphasizing that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Felix Planer, an electrical engineering professor, argued that if telekinesis were real, it could easily be demonstrated through sensitive measurements in controlled environments. He noted that parapsychologists often rely on unrepeatable statistical studies rather than rigorous experimental methods. Physical laws and telekinesis. Telekinesis contradicts several well-established laws of physics, including the conservation of momentum and energy. Theories suggesting that mental processes could influence physical matter face insurmountable challenges when examined through the lens of established scientific principles. For instance, physicist John Taylor pointed out that any hypothetical force responsible for telekinetic effects would need to exert significant energy to overcome atomic forces, something that has never been observed. Psychological factors and illusions. Research into cognitive biases reveals that belief in telekinesis may stem from psychological phenomena such as illusion of control or confirmation bias. Studies have shown that individuals who believe in telekinetic abilities are more likely to misinterpret events as demonstrations of such powers. This suggests that perceived experiences may be influenced by personal beliefs rather than actual paranormal occurrences. Conclusion: the reality of telekinesis. In summary, while telekinesis captivates the imagination and has been a topic of interest in various cultural contexts, there is no credible scientific evidence supporting its existence. The overwhelming consensus among scientists is that claims of telekinetic abilities are unfounded and can often be attributed to psychological factors or trickery.